Um, you all went on a bit of a shopping mission in New Callum. Autoluke was going to take you around, but you got diverted as you started interacting with some of your NPCs in The Mortal Promise. As part of that, you learned that Barrelback Bill was actually running a bit of a underground magical items black market that he was trying to keep unawares from Captain Sarah Stoneheart. So you visited this workshop, you picked up a few items. Afterwards, Sundara wanted to go visit Solinar's workshop. Upon doing so, you had a long discussion with him. You learned about a new type of clockwork sentinel that he was building in a preparation for an encounter with Alexei Faraday. And then there was a discussion between Solinor and Sundara about what had happened to her with the Faram's curse. And he admitted to her that he was not worried about the curse because he knew that he would be resolving it for her as he began subtly casting a spell. Sundara feels this. In fact, we'll just start here. We'll just redo this last portion of the last session. So, Sundara, as you are as you're wondering what Solinor means by this, you see kind of flickers and sparks of golden energy just beginning to surround you both. Almost like these fireflies that very gently explode into these like faint, transient geometric patterns all around you. And you begin to feel this sense of calm come over you. And there's this very faint burning at the base of your skull that gets to a point where it becomes ever so slightly painful, but then just begins to go away. And in a moment, as this, you feel like this huge weight is just lifted off your shoulders. And with that, you hear this, like, this incanting in a language that you don't quite understand. It sounds similar to Valendrian, but something older. And as that sensation passes over you, you watch as Solinor begins to sway a little bit. You watch as his head kind of bobs and he starts to shudder. And for a second, you have to lean forward and catch him as he almost falls, as the last two words of his incantation you make out as, "I wish." So with that, Solinor collapses in front of you. He is not moving, and that sparkling energy from around you just kind of flecks off your shoulders. And there's just kind of this, you can still sense almost like this arcane reverberation of what just happened. Like the very space in this area has almost been scarred by whatever Solinor just did. So, with
Oh, you just
that,
cast a wish spell? fuck? Could have fixed a lot of other stuff with that. But
Sorry that my curse isn't as important as your curse.
no, not that. I'm talking like big picture shit.
It's a little big picture to me. um. Okay, well, as he collapses, I guess Sundar is like kind of going down with him and um sort of cradles him and is like, no, 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 no. You're going to be okay. You have to be okay. And I'm going to. Is he alive? Is he breathing?
He's breathing. He's awake. You can tell he's just. Give me a medicine or an Arcana check, your choice.
Oh, dang it! That's a 9.
For which one?
Arcana.
Okay, because medicine would have been much better. So, you don't ascertain much else other than what's already kind of obvious. The sense is his strength was sapped from casting some huge spell. I mean, we'll say Sundara has heard of, like, she's heard of wish spells, so you probably ascertain generally what happened. You probably have never met someone who's been throwing around wishes, so you don't really know the consequences of doing something like that.
Can I sense any sentinels around right now?
Yeah, you turn around and the one that he showed you through the glass, you watch as it's on the ground as a displacer beast is ripping it apart.
Okay, are there any that are not being ripped apart by a displacer beast right now nearby? Within.
Yeah, so you look beyond and no, there are no other sentinels.
I'm going to grab a hold of Solnor and I will Misty Step as far as I can see out of the cavern that we're in.
Okay, you're taking him with you, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going kind of back towards like the main antechamber.
Yeah.
Okay. We will return to this. Cass. Actually, no, fuck you. We'll go with Varric.
Yeah. I'm reading.
Varric.
Yeah.
You were left behind by your group, as it was assumed that you were not interested in a shopping mission.
Assumed incorrectly, but okay.
Well, it was not like that.
No, I guess.
He makes it sound bad.
No, it's okay.
That's okay. We've got plans for Varric.
I was working out.
We thought you were sleeping in.
James, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna throw you into something.
I love it.
That so I'm imagining that it's a relatively crisp late morning right now.
Yeah.
We're going back in time a little bit. You.
How far?
You don't know.
Cool.
Because for you, it's normal time. Because we haven't peeked forward yet. Because we're in the eyes of the audience. It's a crisp morning. You slept in a little bit. On getting up, you were notified by Cobb that your group went off to do some errands. Samugi is tinkering in one of the guest rooms that he's repurposed as a little workshop. The lady of the house has also gone out for the day. You notice Cobb is just going out to do some errands, chores, as per his duties as the groundskeeper. So we'll say, as we cut back to Varric, I imagine seeing this huge Goliath in probably just like this oversized, somewhat like t-shirt, just smashing trees with a woodcutter's axe, helping Cobb out with some firewood. All right. So you and Cobb are sitting there. You may be sharing. He's got like a tin container with some coffee that he kind of walks over to you, hands your way, and says, "You need a break there, pal?"
I could use one.
He takes the axe and just kind of like looks at it. Actually, just for the hell of it, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Mm. 19.
Sorry, I've got new dice I have to use that I'm not going to be talking about right now. That's what I'm talking about. So, you seem, Cobb looks a little eager to give you a break right now.
Okay.
As he does, he just kind of like spits in his hands and just like kind of rubs them together, grabs the wood axe, and then just starts absolutely chewing through this tree in a way that's much faster than you were. And as he does it, Cobb's a little, especially for a bit of an older guy, like he's a pretty athletic dude. At any rate, as this is happening, you watch as you hear some footsteps coming from behind you guys. You turn and you notice Alara. She's got this determined look on her face. And you watch as she's like fiddling with something. You just hear like the sound of cards kind of shuffling as she's just holding her tarot cards and just kind of almost nervously like shuffling them back and forth. With that, as she comes over, she says, "Varric, may I have a word?"
Yeah.
She begins and then kind of looks over towards Cobb, who's sitting there just like looking up, like literally like looking up at the sky, like trying to look casual as he's like pounding into a tree.
You want some coffee?
No, that's fine. Perhaps we could take a walk.
You cool, Cobb?
He's like, no, I could do this literally all day. This isn't even me breaking a sweat.
I was waving away.
All right. As Varric, as you kind of roll your eyes, Alara looks unfazed. She begins to just walk away from you.
I'll follow her.
As you get a little distance out, she says, "Why did you agree to follow the Raven Queen?"
Because of my son.
Is it because you saw your son
Yeah.
when you died?
Yeah.
You know, Varric, I don't know if you remember this, but we were tasked to create a coven with the two of us being the initial members. Do you remember this?
I might have, heard that.
Well, this was my responsibility, and in this I've failed. I've not been able to find a third member, and I haven't led you on a path befitting of a Crusader of the Raven Queen.
I thought covens for witches. Wouldn't you need 2 more?
Not necessarily. But perhaps this is the way it was meant to be. I've been visiting the Sisterhood, and I've been studying the ways of the Raven Queen. And it's, as I said, perhaps there's another way. If you'd like, I can absolve you of your oath to the Raven Queen and set you on a different path. I think that you can serve her in a different way.
What way would that be?
As you ask that, you realize she stops, and you look around you. You're in a little bit of a clearing here, and you watch as she just holds her hand out, and there's this deep thump, and some of the scattered fallen leaves around you just kind of spread out, and you realize in the forest ground here, with like the kind of scattered grass and dirt, there has clearly been a ritual circle that has been etched that she has brought you to.
I got duped into a ritual?
It looks like it.
Awesome.
Make a death save.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a 4.
Do you
Sounds
get
about
advantage
right.
of those? No?
Hmm?
Don't
So,
you get advantage on those?
No, I'm not wearing that armor anymore.
Oh my god.
so, with that, she says, in times of great strife, there have been champions of the Raven Queen that themselves were not devout followers. They were just the right people in the right place. My coven calls them arbiters of fate. And thinking of you, I wonder if you could be one of these warriors.
Oh. What does that mean?
What that means to you is no matter what happens, the soul and existence of your son, in whatever life he found under the Raven Queen, does not change with your service. So with your permission, I would like to absolve you of your oath and set your path free. And I truly believe that wherever you find yourself, you will continue to serve the Raven Queen in your own way by being an agent of fate.
Okay, do I need to like do something? Okay.
What you need to do right now is stop talking and let me concentrate. And with that, you watch as she just starts taking these cards and starts like flicking them at the ground, and you're watching that they're she's like throwing them face down and they're spinning in the air, flipping face up, and at different points of the ritual circle they're perfectly landing at intersections between these lines that she's created. And as she's doing this,
cards
she's
are they?
give me a Arcana check. Is there any reason you could think of that you might be able to identify these? Because
I just want to know what the pictures are.
go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
16.
Okay. So, the first one you see is a hammer. It looks like it's very crude in its make. It looks like it's made out of some kind of stone that you have never seen before. Honestly, the only thing I could describe it as is if the handle is like made of marble, and the head of this hammer, it looks like it's like a marshmallow in like its texture. Like it's just this white kind of crude stone with cracks in it. You've never quite seen like a weapon made out of whatever that substance is. There's sigils going up the top of it as well. And as you study Alara's face, you notice that she doesn't seem to know what cards she's dealing either. Like, so as she throws this first one, you just hear under her breath just say, "The judge's gavel." And then she throws the next one.
No.
With that, she just says, "The shattered hourglass, silent crown, weeping veil, path to ashes, feathered scales." And then as she holds the last one, she kind of pauses for a second, like almost looking like she's second guessing herself. And the last one, because she's at the space where she's going to set it down, she just takes the card and sets it down face down very carefully. And with that, she begins stepping towards you, and your vision starts to tunnel into her.
Gareth takes like a half step back.
Okay.
Just because this is all weird.
Yep. Give me a wisdom saving throw here.
Come on, wisdom. 16.
You find you cannot move right now. It seems as though whatever she's doing right now, like something is happening to you right now.
Like I'm paralyzed, can't move, or like frozen?
Like you're paralyzed, can't move. It's like sleep paralysis right now. Like you're in this almost like a vivid dream,
Mm.
and you can't seem to move your body, you can't seem to blink or look away. And she begins incanting, and as she does, you hear voices of other witches, some of which um, sound somewhat familiar. And although you can't make them out because you can't seem to look away from just Alara's face, you see in the shadows multiple other witches begin to emerge from the trees and also walking towards you. Um, as this happens, you start to feel like a hand on your chest as Alara places her hand there, and immediately there is this shock of freezing cold that goes through your body, as though someone just like placed a block of ice on your chest. You feel another one on your back, another one on your shoulder, another one on the side of your head, and all of a sudden you feel that you're surrounded by these dark, shadowy figures and just being completely covered with like ice cold hands. As that happens, you finally just close your eyes, and as you open them, you just feel this faint chill, and Alara is gone.
I'm alone
You're completely alone. Right
in the
now,
forest.
yep. Right now, there's this, like your senses come back to you, and in the distance, you hear the sound of rhythmic woodcutting.
Am I still on my feet?
You look down, you're on your feet, and you watch as that last card is there. All the other cards are gone, and placed atop the card is just a single raven's feather.
I'm gonna take the feather and I'm gonna flip the card over.
As you flip the card over, it's blank.
I'm gonna take both the feather and the card.
Okay.
But I'm gonna bypass Cobb and go into my room and hide them in there somewhere.
Okay. As you go to head back, you look down, that ritual circle, completely gone.
Yeah, I figured.
So as Varric goes back to his room, and we move to someone else here, whenever you get a chance, you can replace any paladin levels with fighter levels.
Jesus.
With that, I'm going to say hello to Jessica because you joined us.
Hello, Jessica.
Hello.
Hi.
I guess we'll catch you up or you can just kind of try to intuit what's going on as I try to get this group of cats together. Now we'll go to Cassius. What have you been looking for in Solinor's library?
Stuff about dimensional travel, planar travel, things on the realms. It seems like spatial stuff. Seems like Solinar would have stuff like that around. Even if it's like basic, plane shift 101.
Okay. We're going to do a series of skill checks here. Let's start with an investigation check.
Natural 1.
Oof.
Okay.
Four, 7 total.
So, most of the literature here seems to be, through a brief look here, it looks like you get the sense Solinor is an obsessive guy. Most of the literature here seems to be based on one thing, and that is the plane of Mechanus. I get the sense Cass does not know much about Mechanus. You are not the most studious bard, and it's a bit of an esoteric and obscure subject. With that in mind, you have the option of diving into 3 general topics. One is just diving into like the main section on Mechanus itself as a plane. There's a section on planeswalking, which is the practice of spending increasing amount of times traveling through these different planes. And it seems to be mostly like a guide, like how to kind of do's and don'ts sort of thing. And you notice a lot of this section is actually Solinor's own accounts and like technical notes.
Yeah, whatever the third option is, he stops. He picks this one. I don't even. This is specifically what he kind of wanted.
Okay. Now give me an Arcana check.
And Solinor's account is interesting. 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to get some more options here. So, your options are going to be guidelines revolving safe travels, risks of what can happen to you, and theory on what is possible.
Let's just jump. Let's skip the basics and jump straight to theory.
I was hoping you'd say that. Give me a final Arcana check.
Let's use this dice. 19.
Okay. Okay. So, Solinor, we're at a point where this is all basically technical manuals and notes that he has written himself. Everything here is completely handwritten. So Solinor has definitely been busy. You see a section where he becomes obsessive with this concept that he calls the cycle. He is very convinced that there essentially is a cycle of creation and destruction that everyone in existence is doomed to repeat forever and ever and ever. He mentions specifically the notion of some kind of creator that he describes as being basically an agent of the world tree. And he says, where there is a creator, there is also a destroyer. And basically, these are just two sides of the same coin. Where as the universe expands and contracts, he's basically he almost like draws out almost like a flipbook sketch period of these geometric patterns. And this, what he's drawn is like infinitely complex, but basically what it looks like he's trying to illustrate is this diagram of all the planes expanding, interweaving together, getting to essentially critical mass, at which point they just begin aggressively deflating, bleeding into each other, and then going to a single point, at which point they invert and start a whole new cycle. This is the point where he starts getting into theory of breaking the cycle. And it seems that he keeps looking towards Mechanus with this. There is something that he keeps describing as the engine, the engine, the engine. It comes back and back and back. And you see infinitely complex diagrams of arcane gears that is superimposed on a map of Karsus. In the central aspect of the city, or of the island, is the largest gear. The 2 points after that are, you would localize them as being somewhere to the east and south part of the island, and another being a little bit more central and east. Your best two bets would be Sarek's Run is like the closest city you could approximate it to, and the next one would be Alhadria.
Are the sentinels that he sent guarding me? They're still guarding me, right?
Yep.
They still. All right.
Funnily enough, just before you got to this section, you watched as one of them just began walking towards you, and then it just kind of stopped, and you watch as all the sentinels just kind of power down and go into like a sleep mode.
Hello? Tap it on its head cautiously.
Nothing.
Slip the book into my pocket.
Okay.
And walk out of the library.
Okay. As you walk out, you hear a series of rushed footsteps, and you watch as Sandara enters, as she's holding Solinor, who's like limp in her arms, barely able to stand.
Whoa, hey, we all right?
She is. Her face is like red, and she's like on the verge of tears, and she looks kind of a mess. And I noticed that the sentinels, they're still offline.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
As this happens, you begin to hear something distant in the workshop, like crashing, like something breaking. And it seems like there's certain, what previously were like living components of his workshop are shutting down. As you make it through that like precipice to get back into the antechamber, that drop, you watch, just as you get through, you watch as it drops to the point where you can kind of see like halfway through the chamber now, because it's like an elevator stuck between two floors, and then it just slowly begins to slip, and then drops, and you see, as it does, you see like a beautiful garden, and then it cracks and drops another floor, and with this you just see a chamber with a bunch of what looks like living quarters, and then it looks like it's accelerating at this point, and just like cycling through these rooms, and whatever this kind of modular nature of this workshop seems to be just in a complete state of disarray right now.
What happened?
Can you help me get him? I need to get him somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll explain
I run over
and
I
then
just
I'm
help
going
carry him.
to send a message to Anastasia, and I'm going to tell her to return to the workshop.
Okay. You send the message. There's no immediate response, but after a few seconds, you see that the clockwork contraption that made that wooden front door begins. Something is altering it to try to get it open, and you watch as it's having a hard time because the entire workshop is in disarray. After a few seconds, whoever's on the other side does seem to get through it, and the door kind of like begins to the panels begin to fold into each other, and then it gets kind of stuck, and then kind of begins to close a little bit, almost like a garage door that's like not quite able to get where it's needing to go, and it just gets stuck there. And Anastasia, looking confused and worried, like, slips through, looks around, turns towards the door, and like puts her hand on it to commune with it, and it slams shut as she recoils back, turns towards you, and sees Solinor on the ground and runs over and says, What happened? What did you do?"
You stabilize the workshop. I've got this. And I like bend down towards Solinor, and I
Yeah.
tell him,
She
I've
begins
got you.
to
I've got
cast
you.
and like goes on her knees to him, and you watch as he looks over and says, "Listen to Sundara. Mind the workshop. I'm beginning to lose focus." And with that, it looks like that is what she understands. And he says, "My mask is in my chambers. Use it." She just nods and begins running off, and begins casting a spell on the essentially the elevator control. Sundara, give me an Arcana check right now.
19.
You're getting the sense that Solinor is looking worse now than he did after he cast the wish spell. With that check, you get the sense that a lot of what's going on in the background of his workshop was specifically relying on his concentration. And you get the sense that whatever happened with this spell, even basic, any kind of magical strain is compounded exponentially, and it's actively sapping his strength even more.
I look at Cass, and I look at Cass. Can you get him somewhere just safe? And I'm gonna work on. And I just stand up and like start communing with
Jesus.
whatever seems to be the most effed up thing here.
Open the door for me, please. Isn't it like clockwork locked? I'll grab Solinor and try to go.
Solinor kind of grabs your arm, Sundara, and just says, "It's this place. Making it outside won't help."
What do I do here, Clock? I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm about to die in this workshop, and I can't do anything.
You're not gonna die, Cass. Everything's fine. You're not gonna die.
You'll need to take me further. much further.
Away from here?
Yes. Anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere but here.
All right. I will teleport us. I don't know where. I don't want to teleport us to a random spot without a circle.
Can.
I'm going to teleport us to Burning Hands. Because that's far. That's on the other side of the world, right?
Are you taking him to where you were last time?
Yeah.
Because that is also part of his workshop.
Oh, shit. Okay, didn't know that. Once again, let me think. Oh, to the ship. Wait, is that part of the workshop too?
As you're pondering this, you watch as a section of the antechamber above you, the stonework cracks and drops. And I'd like both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
As part of my dexterity saving throw, can I cast telekinesis to
That,
help whoever will help?
yeah, because Solinor right now,
Yeah,
I'll
I
just say
figured.
this as a little point of order. With that check, you get the sense that this place is actively sapping his strength. I'll just go into some mechanics here. As part of casting the wish spell, his strength score has been reduced to 3. As part of the
Small.
strain of being in the workshop that's actively attempting to draw arcane energy from Solinor,
Oh,
as is how he made it, with that compounded on the wish spell, his strength score is now currently 2. The longer he's here, it will continue to drop, and when it goes to 0, he dies. So, instead of that, give me an initiative check.
$14.
Okay, give me another one. Because you tied the DC.
Also 14.
Okay, well, this time you beat it. Sonara, this huge stone drops, and you watch as the stone itself sort of just disintegrates as it falls, and what's actually falling is one of those giant arcane batteries that you've previously used, those cylinders with that golden energy that replaces your spells. It drops, and it's going to fall essentially right on all of you in Solinor. You reach up and you cast the telekinesis. It hits something as it falls and begins just like spraying out this golden like spell energy essentially. Which by the way, anyone in this area, all your spell slots are going to be replaced, and it replaces your telekinesis slot as you catch it and prevent it from falling on you. But you do watch as it's in Solinor's vicinity. This arcane energy, as the energy like is almost magnetized and like attracted to his body specifically, you watch as these golden sparks kind of almost turn into like black tendrils as they go around his body, and he takes quite a bit of necrotic damage from being around this. He makes his Constitution saving throw. So he takes 78 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, damn.
Or you're holding the suspended battery that's still like just spewing this arcane energy all around you. What are you doing with it?
I would like to throw it as far as I can across the workshop.
Okay. Which direction? Towards the elevator antechamber thing or towards the entrance?
Towards the entrance.
Okay, you throw it towards the entrance. It smashes through the door. And just begins to, you watch it takes out a clockwork sentinel that was at the front, and it just begins to like roll down these huge stairs.
I am going to teleport Castle and myself to I don't know. To Barrymore.
Okay. Very good. So, Samugi and Varric, you hear this. The whole manor begins to shudder a little bit as these two spaces of the same plane are briefly folded together to make a loop. And some of the chaos of Solinor's manor briefly is felt in Barrowmore. You hear the sounds of crashing metal grinding on metal, and there's this arcane warble, and then silence, followed by just a loud crack. And with that, you all scatter along the teleportation circle. At this point, Solinor is just like collapsed on the ground, like barely conscious. Samugi and Varric, I imagine you run out to investigate. At which point you would see your friends with Solinor clattered on the ground.
As I see him clattered on the ground, I run over and I put both my hands on his chest, and then I realize I can't do it anymore. Guess I'm out of juice.
I run up, push Varric's hand.
Varric, runs over, sees Solinor, flips him over, and just like puts his hand on his chest. And you watch as Solinor is just like, at this point, it's actually quiet. And at this point, Solinor is conscious, and he's just staring at you like, why are you touching me?
I'm going to kind of not shoo Varric away, but see that he's just touching him and not doing anything, and I like run over, collapse on my knees, grab him, and cast aid.
Okay.
So that's. Oh wait, do I have a sense that healing him's gonna hurt him?
Valid question.
You were getting the sense that it was more things that were like pure arcane energy, like that arcane battery thing is not something that is generally seen in any of Karsus, and it's essentially like pure spell energy that he somehow managed to get into a medium that can be just absorbed by the body. It's a good question. It's a valid question. You're not entirely sure, but you suspect probably not.
Okay. I cast aid. 25 hit points.
Okay. He looks better.
I stand up. I look at Cass. I look at Varric. I look at Sabugi. Take care of him. I'll be right back. I left Anastasia there. And I'm going to teleport back.
Don't die for her.
As you say that, Solinor just says, Anastasia will be fine. The workshop should The workshop should calm now that I'm away from it. It was breaking down because of me. I may have overestimated myself.
Okay. I kind of bend back down next to him, but I don't say anything because it's awkward because everyone's around us.
You watch as Solinar Zendara like bends down, looks over at everyone else, looks like she's gonna say something to Solinar, and then like notices she's not alone. With that, you watch as the door like slams open as Cobb is there with a wood cutting axe. What the hell is going on?
Nothing important, Cobb.
Just
Nothing important.
And walks in. He's like, "What are we doing on the ground?"
Zendara.
just really tired. Just a lot of stuff. Just
Oh, I remember this guy. He's the one with the. He's the one with the nice wine. What the hell's going on?
weird magic stuff, like you said. Sorcerer's gone to sorcery.
Totally. More teleporting shenanigans, right?
Exactly.
Hey, looks like it worked out. Right, buddy? You don't look too good. And then he just kind of turns around and walks away.
Well, Zendara,
Since
you can,
everybody's just standing there, Sundar
I'm going
starts
to my
like
room.
doting over Solinor. It's like, are you in pain? Are you okay? What do you need right now? Are you gonna be all right, or? And she's like saying all this kind of quietly, trying not to.
I think I just could use some rest.
Sundar, you want me to carry him to a bed?
No, it's okay. And I point to a sentinel and commune with it. I don't know. It feels weird having Varric carry him. I don't know.
I'm just buff, you know?
Are we on our ship or where are we?
So you are in Barrowmoor Manor. So basically, Samugi, from your standpoint, you've been doing some tinkering.
Sounds right.
You were just working in the morning, and then around noon, for no reason, the house almost explodes. You rush out to see what's going on. You see Solinor, who you've met, but not while you were at the session. It's basically Samugi's understanding would probably be that Solinor was Zendara's like kind of abuser who sent her to prison, but also is kind of her boyfriend for some reason, and she seems to really like him. You don't necessarily understand why. He seems like he's does a lot of magic stuff. He's also the guy that built your ship. So
I think I met him at dinner.
okay, I didn't remember if you were there during that session or if I was playing Samugi.
Yeah, I remember the wine.
Okay, gotcha. So that's the guy. And he looks like basically he's very hurt. Although you don't see any visible wounds, he's like looks like he's near dead. Also, no one has said why or what's going on. And that's basically where we're at.
Okay.
So-
Samugi's gonna approach Sundara and just inquisitively. Well, first off, he's gonna ask her if she's okay.
I've been better. Emotionally, physically, I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Is there something following him? Are we in immediate danger by you bringing Solinar here?
Oh no. A danger of our own making, but not an external threat.
Okay, I see.
Although, from what Cass tells me, Faraday is lurking, so maybe now's the time he strikes.
always an imminent presence, that Faraday. I suppose we should prepare ourselves for any other mishappenings around the corner.
Probably. Yeah.
Good
Alright,
idea.
well, let me know if you need anything. Smoogie saunters back to his workshop.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
Cass pulls out his mannequin wooden block and a chisel and walks away and begins doing stuff as well.
What are these people up to?
I will let you know. I'll loop you in later, Varric. I just really worried about him. And
Yeah,
I
no.
commune with a sentinel to help me carry him.
Okay.
Cool, cool, cool.
That can absolutely be done. Where are you depositing Solinar?
My room. A room.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So with that, you get the sense that Solinar has just been very weakened, and this is just something that probably just needs some time.
Sorry. Someone's making weird noises in my house.
I have a question, unrelated to anything that's happened this session.
Yes.
But after post curse removal, and no longer being a warlock, did my hammer continue to be Moss Warden, or is that part of the curse?
Nope, it's still the same.
Okay. Okay. Just wondering.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Cass hides away the book he stole in the portable hole. He puts the rest of the druidic books in there as well. And then does that in his room and then walks out. Still statuette in hand, carving away. I'm going to try to get as much as that done while we're just sitting here, but I'm out in, like, you know, the communal area waiting for people to gather. Feel like we got to talk about this.
Okay. Gotcha. So, with that, Solinar is gonna. I mean, once he gets the chance, he's gonna kind of pass out.
Yep. I'm going to cast Private Sanctum on the room that he's in.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll slowly close the door and walk out.
Okay.
Tuck him in.
As you do, you step out, and now that things have gotten a little bit more calm, you do have that realization that, like, there has definitely been something. There's definitely a little bit of clarity here, where, like, you're now realizing the weight of the Faram's curse. And it was almost part of it that made it such that you couldn't identify what it was, but there's very much I can't say it any better, just a clarity now that previously eluded you.
Go and try and, I don't know, find people, find food, water.
Okay. That can be done.
He's looking rough.
Okay. So your entire group begins to congregate. Okay. As you all meet, you see Cass sitting at the head of the table with a bunch of books.
Thanks for your help, Cass. I was, yeah, I don't know what I would have done if you weren't there,
I don't know what I
other than
did.
freak out.
Hey, yeah, happy I could help, but what the hell happened?
Solinor cast a wish spell.
Cast
Uh,
what?
it's pretty powerful spell to get rid of my curse from the
Like-
Faerun.
A genie?
Pretty much.
Like altering reality level of magic. So yeah, I guess.
So
What do you wish for?
So remember how you were like, I'm going to leave, and I was like, oh, remember I'm still cursed, and you were going to help me with that? That's gone now. I don't know exactly what it was doing, but I feel like it's better now. It's gone.
Oh, that they're still here?
Probably, I don't know. I actually have no idea.
okay, well, curse removed.
Awesome. High five. No more curse team.
I give Varric a high five for
I
Sandara.
very sadly put my hand up and
I mean, it's obvious he really cares for you. Willing to do whatever happened.
yeah.
Why did it? Seems like most of the time, again, not a magic person. Definitely not a magic person anymore. You guys cast spells and don't get all deathy.
Yeah. We don't usually like change the fabric of the world with our spells though, and I think this was a little bit more than just fireball. Honestly, I don't understand it that much
Oh.
either.
Oh.
Yeah. Big magic. Big magic that's outside of my expertise.
Well, if
For
it
now.
didn't kill him, already, he's probably fine. So hey,
Or just gotta rest up.
yeah, your curse is gone. He's taking a nap for the day. I got a book from his library. Don't fucking say anything. But it's a
You
great book.
stole a book?
Listen, things
I-
happened.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
first of all, it's a library. He's
Oh,
just
it's
borrowing
Yeah,
it.
I'll
not a
give it back.
public library, Varric. That's different. I mean, I won't tell. It's just
Is the book out?
Uh, no. No.
What's the book about?
It's like Solinor's like personal journey or something through planes and this crazy ass theory he's got.
Wait, you stole his journal?
stole his journal.
Listen, it was kind of what I wanted. All of the stuff in there. He has a whole library of just things he wrote. I mean, like, come
Yeah,
on.
he writes a lot, but
Listen, it was relevant. I'm going to give it back.
yeah, it's fine. When it
I mean,
honestly, stealing a book is like the lowest on the shitty things that we've done list. So honest, yeah, that's
We just saved
the
his life.
lowest?
It's a trade.
yeah. Maybe I'll steal one of Dunsparrow's journals to even it out.
Oh, I can just give you some of these right here if you ever want some reading. And
Interested.
the books he does have out are like a bunch of necromantic readings and stuff on druidic magic.
Wait, necromantic?
Necromantic. You don't know what we do in our rooms.
I don't want to know anymore.
Very convoluted. Okay, good for you guys. Oof, Jesus. So,
We're gonna
what
like,
now?
we're gonna like leave Solinor here, and do we gotta sit here and babysit him?
Oh, I'm not leaving here, but you guys can. I am gonna wait here until he gets better, if that's okay with you.
I mean, before we go
I mean,
anywhere,
wait, even if that's not okay with you, I'm gonna do it. Sorry, let me just clarify.
yeah, no, kind of got that. Speaking of going anywhere, what's the plan? Like,
Oh,
aside you staying here with Solomon, what's the big picture plan? What's our next steps as the remnants?
Well,
Also, is it the remnant or the remnants? Oh man, I've been
Eric,
telling everyone we're the remnant.
as you're saying that, Samugi, you notice the front door of the manor very quietly opened, and there was a set of at least 2 footsteps that just crept into the manor right now.
In the middle of whatever Varric is saying,
Right,
Samugi.
in the middle of whatever Varric is saying.
Yeah, Samugi just. How far away is the door?
Well, you're in the dining room, so the door's around the corner. You just hear it open, and you hear 2 sets of footsteps.
Okay. Samugi just turned towards the door, which is within my line of sight.
It's
And he
not within
just-
your line of sight. It's around the corner.
Okay. Well, then Samugi just gets up in the middle of Varric talking and just starts walking towards the door.
Okay.
And just sort of proclaims to the air, "Well, hello there. It's rude to enter someone's home unannounced, you know."
As you get through the precipice of the frame, you all watch Samugi does that. Samugi, what you see is you see Danny Boy, who is at the front of the door, and he's got a hand cannon in hand, like out and ready to go. And at his knees, you see Briggs, who is decked out in war paint, who's got like this spear with what looks like some kind of explosive mechanism around like the base of the like spear tip, just like ready to go. And with that, you watch as Briggs just like makes this motion.
Okay, Samugi turn towards the group. Can everyone see them or just me?
I mean, just you. No one else has looked.
Okay, Samugi just crouches down and kind of. Oh, I'm gonna use my my what is it? That thing where I can talk to other people in their heads.
Okay, yeah.
Well, you could do that?
Yeah. What is it called? I forgot what it's called. And I'm gonna ask Danny Boy. Can you tell me for what reason you are bearing arms right now?
Before you even finish your thought, as Danny Boy's looking at you, you watch as like Briggs kind of like gets low on one knee and like leans forward towards you, and he just goes, "Backup's fucking arrived. We've come to rescue you. Grab the others."
Okay, just for context, for me, Jessica, We are not in any danger, and we don't need backup.
Yeah, it's. I imagine Samugi's just as confused.
Okay. Samugi sort of uncrouches and goes, "Oh, that won't be necessary."
Already tied up the horse master out in the stables.
Oh no.
The big guy is cutting trees. We slip past him, no problem. We'll ice him once we get the rest of the crew. Who else is in the house?
Samugi kind of gestures to calm them down, like, okay, none of this is necessary. Why don't you go around the corner and no need to be stealthy or to sneak about, but go meet up with the rest of the group.
Give me a persuasion check.
God. Ten.
Okay. With that, Briggs looks confused for a second, looks back at Danny, looks back at you, and then goes, "Sounds good, old buddy. I'll just go around the back." Turns to Danny and just goes, "We're a go for the Golden Phoenix." And with that, you watch as he just he's wearing kind of like this long trench coat, and then he just goes, holds out his hand. You watch as Danny Boy places something in his palm. He takes it, and you watch as he just kisses it and puts it in his tunic, rips off his coat, and he's just got a dynamite laden exoskeleton suit, and he goes, "All right, I'll go around back there, good buddy. You get the rest of the crew. If I don't make him back, tell Varric. Tell him he was wrong about the explosive suits." And he just starts he actually just drops the spear, takes out 2 hand cannons, and then just starts waddling through the house.
Now can we see him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is he
I mean,
invisible?
you watch.
or-
No, you watch as this goblin just walks past you, literally in a suit completely made of dynamite sticks, to the point where he has a very hard time moving, and he just kind of waddles through.
Briggs?
Kind of stops
Brig-
at the door and just goes, "Don't worry, you guys." He's like, "The nightmare's over," and he takes the 2 guns and cocks them like this on his chest, and then just gives you a wink, and then waddles past you.
Whoa,
Stop,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
stop.
hey.
What
Stop?
the fuck do you do?
You watch as Danny Boy kind of peeks through, looks around, and just goes, "So, you guys are totally good, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been having fancy food and shit.
"Oh, well, we haven't heard from you in a week, so we were beginning to assume you were dead."
Why didn't you just send us a
Send a
message on the sending stone? There's a
Who has the
Leland
sending
has
stone?
Leland has the sending stone.
We haven't been back to the ship.
And what have you been up to this whole time then?
We've been rolling with the harbor ghosts.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Briggs came down because,
He's
well,
crazy.
yeah, I actually don't know how he found me, but he expressed a concern that maybe everyone was dead. I was like, surely you guys are going to message me at some point, because we had that whole talk about how we're on a team and I've got that bone to pick. And then we had that moment, remember, where you gave me the option of hey, you can go back or we could be in this together. And I'm like, we're in this together. And then I hadn't heard from you in a couple,
Couple of days. Well, a
Really
lot has
quick.
happened in the
It was
last
8
couple of
days.
days.
Really quick, Danny. When Briggs showed up and said, "I think everyone's dead," did you ever think to ask him, "Hey, did you check with the dude in charge of the boat, Leland, while we're not there?"
He told me that Leland sent him.
He's
Okay.
probably a liar though, so
Probably lying.
I'm gonna go stop Briggs from blowing somebody up.
please.
Oh, that suit doesn't have a trigger. We were never doing the Golden Phoenix.
So you saw that this was
Oh.
irrational.
No, I thought you guys might needed a rescue.
No, I
actually.
mean the explosive suit.
I mean,
You think it's rational?
as a plan H,
I mean, if you're already at Plan H, might be time to, kick rocks.
I mean, you never gave up at Plan H, Varric.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll disarm Briggs. I genuinely apologize. This looks like a nice place. We thought something bad happened, so yeah, we boated over here and thought this was going to be like because you guys rescued me, so I was like, it's my turn to.
Hey,
Honestly,
well,
it's lovely.
you.
It's very, yeah, the thought, the effort.
good on you for taking initiative too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really showed yourself here. I think this goes on like your promotion boards or something, you know?
Okay, cool.
We'll definitely talk to you.
Yeah. Also, the Rust Alley Whalers dropped off payment. Met with them on your behalf.
Thank you.
The guy was asking if we'd take a favor in kind or gold. Felt like a lot to put on me because no one else was there. I just said the gold.
The gold, right? Good. Okay, good choice.
Okay.
The gold. Yeah.
I felt like the favor could have been interesting, but it seemed like that just seemed like the safer option. Like if I picked the favor and you wanted the gold, you'd be pissed. But if you wanted the favor and I picked the gold, it'd be like, let's give the gold back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good choice. The tentacles. Did they drop off the tentacles?
Or like some, what was it, Varric?
There is
Bones?
a package of it was like bones.
Oh.
Yeah,
just-
the bones.
Bones, yeah.
I'm supposed to do something with them. Don't really remember.
To be honest, I feel like we can figure that part out. That's with the harbor
Yeah,
ghost
no.
of the bones.
Totally understand. We could work it out later. There is a cursed trident in my room that calls to me 24 hours a day
Sure.
about something. I don't remember. But yeah, so we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
If you could
Also-
disarm the goblin, though.
Sure. Also, how do I put this?
Ah,
I may have. No, don't worry about it.
Well, spit it out,
no,
you
no,
son
no,
of a
no,
bitch.
rip
You
the
can't
band-aid
say
off
that.
right now.
Yeah.
Just rip it off.
So I may have visited the Blade Reavers
Oh, okay.
And
and very casually and very non-committally, I guess technically I'm also now affiliated with them a little bit.
Did you
Interesting.
join them completely? And like, are you completely integrated in them now?
Well, it's a very it's more like a membership. So like I'm with the crew. I'm a crewmate of the Icebreaker. But
And
I may have signed away my life and made a pact with the devil that I don't fully understand. Just because it seemed like the right
Cool.
thing to do.
yeah, been that definitely.
yeah, I pat him on the shoulder. Honestly, that's awesome.
Oh,
Makes you
That's
fit
kind
in
of-
more, if anything.
Yeah, it's really kind of all of our things. So
I just got out of one.
okay. Yeah, I don't know if mine is one you can just get out of. So cool.
Well, it wasn't like that easy.
I mean, he just got out of 2. I don't know. It's
I
complicated.
mean, technically, yeah. You could consider.
Okay, great. That went great. Okay, because I was like, oh, I thought I'd have to, chop some heads to like fight my way through whatever Elhorn had over here. And I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do that on my own. So I went to the Blade Reavers, and they're like, well, we could give you what you need to do what you got to do. And I was like, yeah, I have to.
So who's your devil dad,
Oh yeah.
devil daddy? I don't know. How do you wanna?
I specifically don't like that term because
I kind
Because-
of like it.
I specifically do like the term Devil Dad.
yeah, I'm gonna ask us not to. There's few things I put like a hard foot down on, but like I don't like that because
Safe
I'm not
word. Got it.
I get this is really fun for you guys, but I'm a little. You might see how I might be a little frustrated because I thought you all were dead, and I made a deal with the devil for the sake of rescuing you.
That's yeah.
But think of all the
Yeah.
powers you have now.
I spent a considerable amount of my own funds to pay a diviner to try to ascertain exactly where each and every one of you were, and it failed every time, and they told me you were all likely dead.
That has
So
more to do with
now I'm starting to think that I got completely ripped off. And yeah, and now things are different, and I'm different, and that's gonna have to be okay.
Do you want a hug? That sounds really hard. I'm being completely serious. I hold out my arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
does give you a hug.
Sorry. And I like pat him on the back. That's really hard.
So it sounds like you guys have been eating fancy meals.
It has not been all sunshine and roses. There's been a lot of almost deaths,
Okay.
a lot of emotional upheavals.
Good.
mostly
Good.
my
Yeah.
fault on all counts.
Okay.
Fancy
Not his
meals
fault on
also.
all accounts.
Is there
Yes.
any
That's
do
most-
you guys mind if I see a bottle? You mind if I crack
Some
open
food.
a bottle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm gonna sit here for a while, and then I'll just head back, I guess, and I'll just meet you guys back at the ship.
Do
or
you
the
want me
harbor house.
to? I can get a teleportation sigil open for you after you take some time and relax and get you straight on the ship if you want.
And
So you do want me on the ship then?
No, I want you wherever you want to be. If you want to be on the ship, you want to be the harbor ghost, you want to hop in our bags and we just carry you around. Like, if you kind of like have some separation anxiety right now, understand. I look at Cass and Varric and Samudi like, come on, guys, help me out here.
Hey, the world's your oyster, Danny. I know we've kind of forgotten you twice now, but listen, you got the Blade Reavers also. You can go do some things with them.
Yep,
We're sticking around
Permission to speak freely.
always.
go for it.
Okay, can I give you guys a little bit of feedback?
Oh well.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, just do it. Yeah,
constructive
I'm ready
criticism.
for it.
Yeah,
It's gonna
let me get
hurt.
started. So I was on like a legit pirate crew, with Elhorn. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Elhorn was the first mate,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it was the Kozanite captain that we had.
Mm,
And the Kozanite captain was, to be honest, probably not a great captain, but he had a lot of good qualities. Generally, he always had a pretty good read on where his crew was. And I remember one time me and Nick got in some trouble at a bar in the Five Fingers. One other crew started fucking with us, and the captain came right down and like sorted things out. So I guess what I'm getting at is like, I feel like I'm not fully being utilized as a crewmate here, because like, you know, I know I'm not like slinging crazy spells and doing all the crazy stuff you guys do, but you know, I've got a bit of experience. So that's all. I just feel like maybe you could be utilizing your crew a little bit more. Just a thought, especially because, you know, you don't have a lot of allies in Langston. You know, you don't have to go it alone. You've got your good captains. You know, you've inspired the crew on multiple occasions, but, you know, as we're all just kind of sitting there waiting. Some people might not be so inspired for much longer. And then, worst case scenario, you might not have a crew when you come back. Not talking about myself, but just
Well,
Are you sneaky, Danny?
we
Yeah,
kind
very
of
much.
have a lot of things we need done in the city.
Can you get information?
yes.
Okay. I've got a job for you.
Perfect.
Perfect. I need you to find out, well, where Eldhorn keeps his clones and how to get into the freaking, I don't know, it's like in a vault or a safe or something.
Sending him to his death.
You don't have to get in there. We just need the information.
Okay. Is that all you know?
1 second, let me go get my notebook. Run off.
He looks at you, Cassie, and goes, yeah, this is exactly the sort of thing that I could handle.
Yeah, I wouldn't get. We do know very little.
Elhorn has clones?
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
that's pretty much. All we know is like when he dies, he's probably not gonna die. So he's got. We don't even actually know if it's real or if this guy was just saying this to get under our skin.
Okay, who's this guy?
His name's Heskel. Actually, you know what? You might be able to work with the Wandering, which is the Wayward, which is the.
Okay. I know about the Wayward Witches.
There we go. You know, you might be able to work with them. But we don't know much. We don't know much at all. Kind of just poking your nose around the Bone Hunters as close as you can get.
I'll start with the Wayward Witches then, and ask some questions.
Pop back in. Yeah, that's pretty much all I knew. Exactly what I said.
Okay. And who's the guy?
Uh,
again? What's his name?
Elhorn?
Heskel.
Oh, you told him about Heskel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he knows. I mean, it sounds like he knows all about all this stuff. And like
Yep.
you don't want to pay him because he's trying to like extort something out of you. So we'll try to get it for free by me figuring it out.
Does Heskel want money? I don't think Heskel wants money. He's got money. What?
What did
We
he
didn't
want?
really ask him specifically what he wanted because he was kind of like ruined our vibes.
He wants to be Elhorn.
Pretend to be one
Yeah,
of them.
he wants to be the next Bone King.
Oh. And we
Which
don't.
I mean, no, we're fine with that. We don't care about that, right? I don't care about that.
So why can't we just ask him?
That's a good idea. We should probably just start there. That's a
what I
genius idea,
thought.
Danny, and that's why we need you around.
Okay. So it sounds like I'm on standby for now then.
I think we're still going to need to get some information because I don't think Heskel's going to have all the information.
Okay, just let me- and you don't have to send me on a job just because I'm getting a little stir crazy. Because like I'm also happy to. I mean, between you and me, I hope you don't mind. I did a couple jobs with the Harbor Ghosts.
Yeah.
That's it. So I can just
mean,
do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got lists, like to-do lists, the size of my arm here, and I just didn't want to impose. But if you're asking for jobs, we can come up with jobs.
Cool. I mean, yeah, I sort of, like I said, sort of made a deal with the devil, so I'm a lot more, like getting into this sort of thing. So.
Getting into what sort of thing specifically?
You know, like killing people like you guys do.
Oh. You don't really have
Cool.
to. Can you give us information while we wait on the whole Heskel thing on Blood Gulch Meatworks? How about that? Scope that place out.
Recon.
Yeah, totally.
We're gonna probably hit that, and we've been putting it off because other stuff keeps popping up.
Okay. Great. And then maybe you guys can send Briggs back to the ship.
Yeah. Do you want any of the crew from the ship with you, because we could do like a little exchange. Briggs back to the ship, some people with you.
Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, I could. If you can bring Nick here.
You got it. I'm gonna work on that, Varric.
Okay. And it's
I'll be
cool if
back.
I just hang out here.
Oh yeah,
I'll,
eat
I'll
some
go.
food.
I'll go release the horse master too. Right.
Oh yes, yes.
And don't forget to disarm Briggs.
He was never
That's
armed.
Well, he's still wrapped in dynamite.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Seems dangerous.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
don't kill Cobb.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh.
Okay. Great. Well, sounds like we got a plan. And he like walks off.
Perfect. Cass, do you have the sending stone to Leland?
Yeah.
Can you message him and tell him to have Nick on standby by the teleportation sigil?
Hey, Leland, Nick's going on an adventure. Tell him to pack up his shit. Wait by the circle.
Gotcha, Air Captain. Is this gonna be a one-way trip?
It's involuntary. Let's just say that.
Let me further clarify. Should I work on replacing him?
Oh, no. No, he'll be back. Maybe.
Because we're still paying all our crewmates and we're not doing much. So if you needed to downsize, it's a pretty common strategy.
You know what? We're gonna keep paying him. Just have him be ready.
You got a captain?
Who else
Ask
do
him.
we
Tell
have?
you what.
We
ask
have
him
a really big crew, dude. Do you want me
Yeah.
to read it off?
Yeah, but they're like crew people, like fighters. Like it's just Nick and Briggs and Danny.
I mean,
but-
We've Leland, Danny, Nick, Briggs. We have a banker. We have 5 kitchen staff. We have a head chef. We have a maitre d'.
Well, isn't the restaurant sort of self-sufficient? Like, are they not making any money?
yeah, they're doing their own thing. They're supposed to be opening up the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing great. We have someone called Mr. Radler. I wrote that down. No idea who that is.
Mr. Rattler. Okay.
I mean, that's 13 people we're paying. And half of that
To be fair,
is-
I think Radler is your banker.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so 12. And half of that is kitchen staff.
Yeah, we don't have an extreme amount of crew on standby.
Yeah, the ship runs itself. I'm gonna find Briggs and herd him while you all
Okay.
do your thing.
Okay. So, with this, are you guys? What is the plan for the future as far as like the next coming days?
That's what I asked.
So it sounds like we're getting Danny and Nick and gearing them up to go do recon on Blood Gulch.
Okay.
And then while they're doing that, are we going and looking for Elhorn's shit? Or are we striking somewhere else? All opinions welcome.
I mean, would be cool to kind of like do an adventure, right, guys? Take a little break, find a dungeon or something, get some loot.
Kill a dragon.
With that,
Wow,
you hear
dragon-
the teleportation sigil go off.
I know. I think I know who this is.
Who is it?
Look
I'm not
towards the
gonna say.
door.
Yep. I looked them
Yeah,
over.
it is who you think it is. With Nick, you see Autoluke.
I knew it.
He's like, "Oh, hello, everyone."
Thought about him.
Did Briggs go through to the ship?
Nope.
So Autoluke brought Nick over?
Yep.
Oh, damn it. Where's Briggs? Is he running around the mansion?
No, he's been herded and disarmed.
Okay, I don't trust that man.
He's been around.
I've never since he burned down my house. I haven't
Didn't he
trusted-
stab you in the neck too? Like the first
Yeah.
time we met him? Oh, the first time I saw him.
People stab me a lot, but burning down my house, I'll never forget him.
Hi, Autoluke.
How's it going, Sundar? Far be it from me to give you advice on how to run your ship,
Oh, come on.
but it has become a little bit more chaotic.
I mean, maybe we
Elaborate.
How so?
Well, ever since you made the decision to bring on more goblin crewmates, it
We
has
never made
become-
that decision. Breaks that motherfucker. You know, it might be
Oh.
time to go back to the ship and do a little cleanup.
Ooh, goblin cleanup.
Yes,
Well, hold on.
punting variety.
Briggs?
No,
What the
yeah.
What the fuck have you been doing on our ship? And more importantly, how many goblins do you have?
Oh, well, you don't need to worry about that. We don't pay him.
No, I don't care about that. How many do you have that could maybe fight?
I mean, all of them can fight.
How many?
Give me a number here.
7.
7.
7.
Sounds like a positive to me, guys.
Free
Perhaps
goblins.
perhaps whatever our next decision or move should be, we might consider doing some sort of team bonding, morale boosting type mission, inclusive of our paid crew and our newly made goblin friends.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, Moogie Man, but to be honest, I don't know if you've done this sort of thing, but these are goblins, and present company excluded. But I mean, they're sort of, how do you say, spendable A on the expendable.
Yeah.
Do you
So
want
more
to just?
so in the interest of the rest of our crewmates who we are paying, and as per Danny Boy, have maybe not been so inspired by our absence in recent. And he looks at the rest of the crew.
I mean, Nick and Danny Boy are going on a mission. That leaves Leland.
Who
and then
doesn't want to leave
mostly-
the ship anyway?
Yeah, won't leave the ship. And
Can't leave the ship.
and the kitchen staff. And the banker, but he's not on the boat anyways.
He's got a job banking.
Yeah,
He does show up for the meals.
Of course he
mean,
does.
go for it.
So we just.
I say we take the goblins on
Take
a
the
trip
goblins. Yeah.
to a dungeon or something, or a
What?
cave.
No, to the
Oh,
Blood
cave
Gulch.
is cool.
Now is not the time to go
Blood
fuck around in a
Gulch.
cave.
Gallivanting around.
Now, I'll
Having a
say,
good time.
to Varric's credit, when was the last time you walked by a cave and you're like, gotta check it out?
Every time.
Right, but when was the last time? Bet it's been a while.
Too long.
Maybe y'all wouldn't be so stressed out if you went into a cave and killed some stuff.
I mean, or we could go attack Blood Gulch, I guess, whatever.
I mean, yeah, like just drop a whole bunch of goblins.
Or we can send the goblins to go do something, and yeah, maybe we just go. Those are our 2 distractions. We got a distraction, we got a recon. Let's just go pillage a
Yeah.
cave.
Dude, exactly.
What cave are you? Where's this cave?
Find one.
The call
First of all-
to adventure, Sandara. We've lost it.
We've lost the point. Listen,
Yep.
We could go to the desert. I gotta drop this
Oh my
fucking
god, this stupid trident.
trident off at the tallest hill. On the way there or back, we find a cave. I mean, two birds, one adventure.
No, I'm just kidding, Varric. That's a terrible idea. We're gonna leave this city to burn if we go off. We gotta be the one to burn it, man. Let's go
Yeah,
blow
you're
something up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, picture this. Goblins. Whatever Briggs calls those vests, I know they're not suicide vests. Feather falling from the sky.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. They are suicide vests, though, just in case you're wondering.
You know, I'll just say this.
Sunflower vest.
Yeah, ignoring all that, I could just say, if you are looking for a cave a little closer by, you could always check out the Heap. It's in Langston.
I'm
The
not
heat?
even gonna ask.
Well, I mean,
I'm asking.
There's a lot of mysterious rumors going around town about strange stuff going on in the Heap.
We had a checklist. Look at our checklist. Look at our checklist.
but there's strange things happening.
There's
And I
strange
bet-
things happening everywhere.
I bet that it does relate to what's going on with Elkhorn.
You're just saying that.
I mean, technically,
I stepped
everything
next
in
to Varric.
Langston. Technically, everything in Langston has to do with Elhorn.
Yeah, and also it's been causing here, let me put it this way. Hey guys, I heard about some weird stuff going on with the Heap. It's been causing a lot of rabble amongst the Sifters and disrupting their work. I wonder if there was a group of people who could go check it out, get some information, maybe gain the favor of the Sifters, and delve into this cave, find out whatever's going on, potentially be rewarded. Sounds risky.
I
What do
mean,
you say? Are you up for the task?
You've
Are
done
there
that.
two little options that pop up?
You've done that
Yes, there
before.
are.
Let's think about it like this. We could just go ask the Sifters and find out some more information first, and then decide if it's something we want to tackle.
Can we do this in tomorrow?
I bet you guys could. Probably only take like 30 minutes though.
If it's okay with you guys, I think I'm just gonna stay in the manor today. Make sure Solonor recovers. If it is that important to you, I will heap tomorrow. First
Here's
thing.
what if me and Cass and Smoogie just went to talk to the Sifters to find out more?
Great idea. Yep.
And then say we just take a peek inside the cave. Somebody
Nope,
gets
nope.
in.
Doing
We all die because we didn't have the magic user.
Yeah, no. If we're doing this, we're doing it all together.
Yeah, but we should talk to the Sifters. At least it'll give us something to do today, and it allows for time for us to decide if it's a good idea or not.
With that, you see Autoluke, who's just been like wandering around the manor, just like looking at like antiques. You watch as he like goes over to the clock and he's just kind of like shaking it a little bit. He just kind of like walks over to you guys and just goes, "Oh, Solonor's here."
Yeah, we know.
And you will not be bothering him, Luke.
You want to come with us? We're gonna go talk to some Sifters.
I don't
They need a
think
magic
we
user.
are right now.
Or
I
not?
absolutely do not want to speak with Sifters. Gross. No, thank you. No, I could watch Solonor if you like.
They're buds, right?
I'm
He and
not
I
leaving today,
used to
guys.
be
And
in
I
an adventuring party together. We were called the Savage Seven.
You
I
know
can
who else
remember
was
that
part of
name.
the Savage Seven? Faraday. Who wants to kill him right now? Faraday. I don't You're a great guy, Luke. You're amazing. But I'm just gonna wait a day.
You don't think I could go toe to toe with Faraday?
You know what? I think you could.
Why do you say it like
Or a little
that?
bit.
Yes. I would love to see you go toe to toe with
You know-
Faraday. That'd be amazing.
I'm upwards of 300 years old.
Yeah.
You
know
don't get
how
that
old
old
Faraday is?
by being bad at magic.
Yep.
I'm quite good at magic.
Good
And
point.
Faraday's, sure, he's got spunk. Some think that he's got style, if you're into that sort of thing. But let's just say that anything that he's been doing, I've been doing for, I don't know, about 150 years. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if Faraday came knocking, he would see me and say, "No, thank you. I shan't be doing that today. No."
Can't be doing that. Love that.
I'm
So
Great.
I'm glad we got that
Mhm.
silly little misconception sorted out, Sundara. So yes, I think I'll be perfectly capable of guarding Solinor, who in his own right is a reasonably powerful sorcerer.
Yes, of course.
Why is he
Cass,
under the weather? What happened anyways?
none of your business.
Is it a
Cass,
diarrhea illness?
Varric,
Wish
if Dunsparrow was upstairs unconscious, if Sarah was upstairs unconscious because they did something to protect your life, wouldn't you stay by their side? Am I being unreasonable?
No, I think we can wait until the morning. I think it's perfectly fine. I think we should all go together.
Thank you.
that's a good
We're
idea.
gonna be attacked on the way or something. Like, I wouldn't want Sandara to be gone. I wouldn't want Varric to be gone. You know. I don't really care about Solinar. I think he'll be fine. But
Great.
Miss
See you
me.
guys in the morning.
With that, as you, Autoluke also just claps. Sundar, you're taking off?
Yep.
Okay.
I pat Autoluke on the shoulder. It was great talking with you.
Okay. As you walk up the stairs, you just hear Autoluke just go, "By the way, isn't this nice having so many of the different crewmates here just sort of piping up at different times? Makes the place a lot more lively, don't you think?"
Yeah.
Where should I be staying? It's also the middle of the day.
You know, Autoluke, make yourself at home, I guess.
Perfect. I imagine you'll relay that to Dunsparrow.
Oh, I
But,
have the authority, I think.
Oh, getting serious now, are we? Yes, I'm not much of a committal man myself, but I can see the appeal.
Sure.
Great.
I'm gonna go get some food.
I'll come with you. And he follows you. Okay. Great.
I look at Smoogie. Do you think Sandara and Solomon are like together?
I mean, yeah. You haven't been reading between the lines here, Varric?
I've got my own, you know, issues with like love and stuff.
Okay,
I kinda
fair.
focus on.
Fair.
But just like when I ran out today and tried to like heal him with my hand, which I can't do anymore. Fun fact. She was like looking at him all googly eyes.
Yeah, I think love will do that. Oh, to be young and in love. Can't relate. Seems nice, though.
How old are you, Smoogie?
That's typically a very rude question to ask, but if
Yeah, but
I
we're bros.
very true. I said typically, but in the spirit of our broship and kinship, somewhere ballpark 150 plus.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I don't think I'll ever live to be that old.
I don't know if you ever want to live to be that old.
I mean,
I've
you're.
seen some shit.
Yeah, but you're like a badass.
well, it's a culmination of decades of practice and badassery and just kind of learning to go with the flow.
With that, you hear, because Briggs is still here, you hear Briggs pipe up and just go, "Yeah, I don't know about all that. I say just burn bright and leave a sexy pile of ashes."
Live fast, die young.
That's right. This guy knows what's up. I'm never going to see 10.
Jeez.
How old are you right now?
I'm 6.
Wow.
Why are you looking surprised?
You're almost at retirement age then.
No, I got a couple good months in me.
Holy shit. Can somebody send this guy back to the boat?
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
Oh, I thought we were doing a goblin mission.
We will shortly. But we need you to get everyone ready. Back on the boat.
I'm the one that
Oh.
told you about the heap. You're going to the heap without me?
No.
We're not going until tomorrow, so you have 12 plus hours.
So are we bunking up, or what are we talking here?
No, you're going to the boat to get the goblins ready.
I don't know what kind of preparation one does for spelunking, but
Yeah.
we're going to put you in charge of that. So,
We put knives in their teeth and point them in a direction. They've got a name, by the way. Not each and every one of them, but collectively they have a name.
And
what
it
is their name?
Show some respect. Well, they're the ankle shankers.
The angle shankers. I'll
Yep.
bet they couldn't shank my ankles.
Yeah, well, they're not particularly coordinated, but their hand-eye game gets better after about 9 months.
How old are these
Yeah.
goblins you've got on the boat?
Why does it matter?
That's just a question.
All right, they're a little fresh.
What does that mean?
A little raw.
Yeah, no. I understand what the word means. My question is like, what's the
Look, man,
average age?
what are you doing right now? Why are you asking so many questions?
I'm
what are you trying to-
co-captaining.
Okay, well, what do you want it? Like, what do you want me to tell you? I said they're a little raw. Okay,
Let's just say that they're a
they're
little
uncooked. All right,
green
I got 3
behind the
goblins, and you're asking a bunch of questions.
Smoothie laughs at his own joke and walks away to make
Did
tea.
you say green behind the ears?
Yeah. Goblins are green, right?
Hilarious.
All right, so we're good.
Sure.
Good. So, yeah, I'll have the goblins ready. Now, how do I get back to the ship? Are you going to teleport me? All right.
Yeah, Luke. Luke.
Luke comes by. Yes?
Can you send this guy back to the ship?
Sure thing. All right, Briggs, are you ready? And with that, he just says, points his finger up in the air and just screams as a bolt of lightning comes down and hits him in the fingertip and just goes, ah! And then looks down at the teleportation sigil and just starts blasting runes into it, and then looks over to Briggs and then just takes both of the fingers, and you watch as he's like etching marks like through the sides of the walls and stuff, and then both of the lines just converge on him and he just explodes into a pile of ash.
Briggs?
So dramatic.
Yes.
He killed him?
That's an actual concern.
It looks like it.
Oh no.
Did you kill him?
Well, you said disintegrate, right?
I said, could you send him to the ship?
I heard, could you disintegrate him to the ship?
How? First of all, why would I ever say that?
Luke, did you just kill Briggs?
Ah,
It was a joke. He's safe and sound. How hilarious would it be if I just disintegrated him right there?
I mean,
I don't know with you.
If you knew how to disintegrate people, it would be an intrusive thought in the back of your mind. All I guarantee, ask Zendara about it. We have a name for it. We call it the Call of the Void, where you just look at someone and they're talking, and after a while it just goes like wah 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 wah, and you're like, what if I just fucking disintegrated them?
Good, good, good to know.
It's a thing. Ask Zendara.
no, I believe. What's up with that pile of ash, though?
That's how you cast the teleportation sigil. I don't know what to tell you, Varric. That's how the spell works. I would know because I know a bunch about magic.
You know, can
If
I
you
be
spent
straight?
that 8 hours to learn magic before you were ambushed by the druids, then maybe you would know this sort of thing.
Can I say something?
Yes, please. We're friends.
Like 50% of the time, you're the smartest mage I've ever encountered, and the other 50% of the time, it seems like you know nothing about magic. And I don't know what's right.
Yeah.
But you continue to like do amazing magic stuff, so I had to assume you know what
Yes.
you're talking about.
Sort of irrefutable.
Well, I'm gonna like make a sandwich or something.
Yep. Seriously though,
Stop.
talk to Sundar about that.
I will later. She's with Solinor.
How what's up with that, by the way?
Dude,
How do
I
those
don't
two know each other?
She used to be as like apprentice or something, and now they're like,
Oh, for real?
that's what it seems like. You should have seen the googly eyes when they
Oh yes.
teleported almost on top of each other.
You never do that with an apprentice.
I mean, I don't know like elf culture, so I'm not gonna get into it.
Yes. It's basically like our culture. Us humans.
Also, not a human. See I'm a Goliath, obviously.
Yeah, you don't act like a Goliath.
What does that mean?
I don't know what to tell you. You don't act like a Goliath. I think of you as a human.
I mean, if anything, I was raised by dwarves.
Yeah, so you must have met in the middle and become human. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to say.
Well, I'm gonna find someone to go get high as fuck with. And he leaves.
No, Clover.
He turns and says, amongst other things.
Clove has a special cabinet for that.
Let's find the man. And he begins walking outside. Okay. With that, looks like we're going into a bit of downtime. So, is anyone wanting to do anything with the day other than smoke Gnome Clover with Cobb and Autoluke?
I would like to finish my carving, if possible, or at least progress towards getting that done.
Okay. Remind me what was this the carving of Faraday that you're working on?
As he's been working on it slowly, it's him. It's Cass. The figure of himself slowly takes form.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna make you make a check. You can absolutely do that.
I'm just finishing that, and in his room with the hole open, a pile of gems at his side, sticking a bunch of gems onto it with like, I don't know, can I use mending, or can we say I make some tar? I'm attaching a bunch of gems to the statue.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. All right. Anyone else?
After getting reasonably high, I would like to go into my room and clean and polish the Raven Queen armor that I have,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to try and see if I can find like a box I can put it all in.
Yeah.
Get
There's
drawers.
like a chest in there that you could put it in.
Is there a lock on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna lock it, and then I'm gonna write a letter, put it in an envelope, and set it on top of the chest addressed to Natasha.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna clean the new armor I have just to like get it ready.
Okay. As you go over the armor, it is this armor looks ancient, and there are deep scars in this thing. It looks kind of wrecked a little bit, and that seems to be almost part of it. Like at one point, this was heavy armor, it looks like, and now it's essentially medium armor because so much of it is almost disintegrated. Okay. Anyone else?
Can I finish making those compasses? I was going to cannibalize the sister stones that I bought, the charms
Mm-hmm.
to make compasses,
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
clockwork compasses.
Give me an Arcana check.
A 7.
Okay. As you work on it, you are having a hard time getting the Sister Stones to do what you want them to do, as far as how they interact with the clockwork components of what you're making right now. So you've got like these two separate pieces of this device that work independently. They're just not working together right now. So as you spend the night doing that, you're just not able to figure it out tonight. All right. Anyone else? Anything else?
Before
Nope.
the night comes to a close, I'll just cast Dispel using that statue.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what spell it is?
Contingency.
Okay.
Cast takes 10 minutes to do a ritual with a diamond next to the statue of himself on the floor. And after 10 minutes, the diamond crumples and sort of fades to dust. It gets sucked into the statue, and he picks it up and tucks it into like his vest. It's like a little statue, like a little tiny art mannequin.
What are you programming into this?
Revivify.
Do you have that spell?
I believe I do, yes.
Okay. And
I think I can get cleric's.
How do you get contingency?
My what's it called? Magical secrets?
Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right, great. Is there anything else?
Nope.
If not, you will all spend the day with some downtime. You can all make the changes of a long rest. If there were any spells expended or hit dice points lost, Sundara, Solinor has basically just been like passed out for the entirety of the day. And I imagine at some point you go into your trance.
Yeah. It's like one of those Grey's Anatomy scenes where she's laying on the edge of the bed and there's just like scattered clockwork stuff that she was working on.
Okay. As you go into your trance, you find that your vision is taken. And you find yourself back in Solinor's workshop. And you are approached by Solinor. He looks a little different, like he's wearing kind of more like white robes, which you've never really seen. And he approaches you and just kind of like looks at you, like waiting for you to say something.
Is this like are we magically communicating right now?
Yes, we are.
Are you doing okay?
I'm sorry to visit you like this. I just thought it would be a good idea to see you.
Could just wake up.
He cocks his head.
You're concerning me right now.
I'm sorry, I feel a little out of sorts. What do you mean I could just wake up?
I'm with you right now at Barrymore. I'm laying right by you.
With that, he just sort of grabs his head and says, sorry. As I said, I feel out of sorts. And you watch as he just kind of like, give me an insight check.
Oh, God, my rolls are so bad today. That's a 7.
Okay.
Natural?
Yeah, I mean, he seems, even in this state, like, you kind of wonder how he had the wherewithal to communicate with you like this to begin with. But he seems a little, like, out of sorts for sure. And he says, so, I already know the answer, but I just wanted to ask, how do you feel about me, Sundara?
I guess I haven't.
He begins walking towards you.
I guess I haven't told you directly, but even when I didn't want to, I've loved you, and I love you now, and I want you to be okay.
He takes his hand and just kind of touches the side of your chin and like kind of rubs it a little bit. And with that, he just said, and it would cause you grief if something bad happened to me.
Yes. She kind of flinches back a little bit.
Okay, make a wisdom saving throw.
13.
Okay, you can't move right now. So it would cause you a lot of pain to watch me die.
And she just says, Solinor? as like tears start kind of forming in her eyes.
I'm sorry that I had to do this, but your group is proving to be uncooperative. So, the Duchess has been working against me. And you and Solinar. That makes a lot more sense. At this point, he walks behind you. And as he does a complete circle around you, you see the face of Alexei Faraday. As he turns and just says, "So this has all gotten quite complicated. A little bit more than I was hoping for." So, I tried to deal with Cass, and now I'm trying with you. What do we do to move forward? Do you have any ideas?
She is going to. She's going to essentially snarl at him. And says, "We deal with you like we dealt with all the other members of the Savage Seven."
He smiles and says, "Well, surely not all of them." And he kind of looks down to the side, and there's an image of you and Solinar in bed together. So, let's be realistic, shall we? You have, let's be honest with each other, you have no idea what you're doing with these artifacts. And I'm getting the sense that you are acting the way you are just because you don't want me to have them, because you are afraid of what I might do. Is that fair to say?
Can I move?
Yeah.
She nods her head a tiny bit.
So, why don't we do this? Cards completely on the table. I am hoping to gain access to the vault of Ouroboros. I'm hoping to use these vestiges to do that. My reasons are twofold. Firstly, because there are much bigger threats than I that have been actively trying to get into this vault for the last 8 years. And regardless of your feelings towards me, you don't want her to complete her task. So that's one. And number two, I know with all of my heart and all of my mind that I can accomplish what Karsus did without the loss of life, without the disruption of the weave. I can succeed where he failed, not because I'm better, not because I'm smarter, but because I learn from the mistakes of my predecessors.
What Karsus did wasn't a mistake.
I beg your pardon?
He did what he did on purpose.
Okay. Well, I won't be doing what he did. And if I am able to breach that boundary that Mystra imposed on us, if I am able to regain the potential that was owed to us, it can be shared to make life better for everyone. I can destroy the Farum, and I have a reason to, because Elowen is at my side. You were just playing for time in a game that you do not understand. Yield the artifacts to me, and you will be safer, and I can make you more powerful than you could ever imagine. Please, do not make this continue.
When do I have to... Are you just gonna come and take them, or do I have to give you an answer?
I would like an answer.
Now?
Let me make this a little easier for you. And with that, he just says, come. And as he waves his hand, your vision, like this whole Solnor's workshop that you just now notice is not quite right, just extends infinitely, and you are like flashed through, and you are in now a gray stone palace. And you look around and you see maybe like a 6-year-old kid that is kneeling in a puddle of blood around what looks like a group of about 7 royals that have been pretty obviously like brutally murdered. And in this palace, you watch as there are spells going off, disintegrates, fireballs all around this kid. And you watch as there's just like a single tear in his eye. Welcome to my home, to my childhood. I was of royalty, and this was my inheritance. With that, there's a snap, and this extends, and then you're snapped through to what looks like a court proceeding. And you watch as there's like an angry mob all just like screaming at this 6-year-old, as there's just like guards actively like pushing people back. And you see a group of what look like wealthy Drakmiri nobles that are sitting there like eating a feast while they're essentially like deciding the fate of this child. And you hear them say a word in a language you don't understand, but somehow in this dreamlike state, you understand its meaning. And that meaning is banishment. Once again, extended out, and you find yourself in a maddening, howling desert. And you see the 6-year-old like wrapped up in cloth and gear, holding a sword that's way too big for him, just kind of like shakily with 2 hands as he's wandering through. You don't know how you know this, but this is the plane of Pandemonium. Just wandering his way through, and you just watch like almost like a flipbook montage of him braving the plane of Pandemonium as a child, meeting with a wayward exile, Githyanki, who begins to teach him his magic. And you, in like a flash, see the pain and the story of Alexi Faraday, the exile. And with that, he says, I'm showing you this because I want you to know that I want you to understand the reason that I am the most dangerous person you will ever meet. Because I will stop at nothing to accomplish what I set out to accomplish. So, if you choose to move against me, you will be culpable for what happens after. I've given you plenty of time out of respect and love for your sister and your people. But time's up. I made a deal with Cassius that I wouldn't target any of your loved ones. I don't consider Solanor to be included in that rule, because I was not aware of your feelings towards him when that deal was made, and he and I have previous business. So this is your last chance.
Today, I understand that this is important to you, but I can't just hand them over. They're not even mine to give. I can't speak for the people who they belong to, and I don't know what is between you and Solanor. I can't promise to give you something that I don't even I don't understand. And it could, I mean, it seems like giving them to you could risk the people I care about, and it seems like not giving them to you could risk the people I care about. So, it's not that simple.
I accept
And
your
if-
answer. I respect and appreciate you for doing what you think is right. And I hope you forgive me for doing what I think is right. I hope that whatever happens next, please don't hold it against Elowen. Enjoy your evening. And with that, he just fades out into smoke, and you are shunted out of your trance.
Like as he fades out and as she wakes up, she shouts out loud, "Please, Faraday!" And it jolts awake as she yells that.
You see kind of Solanor stirring next to you.
Solanor.
He kind of looks over. He's awake.
How's your strength?
I feel that I'm better. I'm fine.
And you're just saying that?
I still feel debilitated, but I'm ready to return, I think.
Faraday's coming for you.
Very well. And with that, he is going to attempt and fail to get out of bed.
Oh, God.
You watch as he begins to he kind of begins whispering incantations, and you watch as he's now actually beginning to commune with his own suit to move his extremities, and kind of awkwardly braces himself, takes some deep breaths, and you watch as like anytime he casts even this commune spell, like as he concentrates on it, there's like this, you watch as there's like this, you almost hear like this hissing sound, and there's like this faint like black energy that's like flecking off of his eyes. As you can tell, it's like just causing like a little bit of harm for him to do anything magical right now. And he gets up, and then he's going to attempt to get out of the room, which with the aid of his spell, he does. Actually, you know what? He is just going to cast a fly spell on himself. And takes 31 necrotic damage.
Oh my god. What the fudge?
And as he like is kind of subtly levitating there, he just says, Sundara, thank you for your aid. I must make preparations now.
Please let me help you, Salanor. Just stop. I can.
He holds his hand up to your face and like kind of pulls you a little closer and gives you a kiss on the forehead and says, seems that humorous that this is how it's playing out. And it seems that time was not on our side. I think you have your own preparations to make.
Nope, my preparations can wait. My friends are understanding. I am not letting Faraday come and take you from me. Absolutely not. I have zero doubt that you've put things in place and you are relatively prepared for this, but things are different right now for this moment. I'm going to be the one that guards your back this time. I'm not just turning around and hiding in the sand while Faraday takes what is mine.
I fear that you may be allowing your feelings for me to overshadow what is more pragmatic. Because if Faraday manages to defeat me, he will have a single piece of what he hopes to gain. If he manages to defeat me and the remnants, then he'll have everything he needs. I think the most dangerous thing that we could do right now is be together.
You know what is not pragmatic? Is altering reality because you care about someone. I'm going to talk with the crew, and we're coming up with a plan.
I will go to my workshop and prepare. Perhaps we can talk about this later after you speak with your comrades. And he's going to just like gently like let go of your arm as he just kind of like sort of wobbly like bounces into a wall, like kind of pushes out the door and then like gently like flies over to the teleportation sigil.
Let me cast the teleport, please, at least let me do this.
He's going to take 41 points of necrotic damage.
What? No.
He's just going. Like, I don't
Oh.
think you can really stop him.
If I counterspell his teleport, does he still take damage?
No, he'll just have to do it again.
I'm counterspelling.
Okay. You counterspell it as it's, and he just kind of like, just looks defeated right now.
I'm glaring at him. I'm glaring.
He's not meeting your gaze right now.
You guys are so stupid.
There, you all might wake to like some magical nonsense happening in the hall.
I cast teleportation.
Okay. So you're teleporting him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Very good. So with that, we will allow everyone to take a long rest, including you, Sindara. And as morning comes, your group can congregate.
Everybody's good. All burdens aside for the day.
Faraday visited me last night in my dreams.
Oh, good.
Said he had talked to you recently, Cass. And that you guys had made like a cool little agreement. And then he was like, you know what? F that agreement. And that he was going to go for Solidor. Oh, did I mention this was after he pretended to be Solinor and talked about his dead and dying body?
You're interrupted right now as Dunsparrow's door slams open, and she walks over and like looks over the like banister, and she goes, "Which one of you talked to Faraday?"
Not willingly.
Okay. That was not an enemy that I was hoping to make by helping you all.
Wasn't an enemy we were hoping to have.
Oh, I thought he was number one enemy we had.
She looks over at you, Cass, and she looks genuinely afraid and worried. And she is going to just cast a message spell in front of all of you to you, Cass. And she's just going to say, "What do we do?"
Get ready. I don't know what to tell you.
So is cast. Do you say that out loud or cast a message back?
I'll cast the message cantrip.
Okay.
Whisper it.
Okay. So you watch as Cass and Dunsparrow kind of cast the spell back and forth, and then Dunsparrow just looks over all of you and just says, "I'm going to make a roll for Dunsparrow right now."
Dude, if I get kicked out, I should go back to the vote.
Yeah.
Actually, Cass, I'll have you do it.
What am I rolling?
Give me a D20 roll. This is just basically a percentile.
D20 was a 2. Was I supposed to roll a percentile?
Low
Nope.
good.
Nope.
Okay.
D20 is perfect. Okay.
So good.
She looks over all of you. And says, "Okay. Just tell me what you need, and I'll do what I can. And with that, she goes back into her chambers and slams the door.
Honestly, went better than I was expecting.
We need to take care of him. But, not sure we can.
Could you tell us specifically what he told you, Sandara?
Let's see, actually. Can I recount the dream kind of like a minor illusion play?
Yeah.
Yep. I will show you guys second for second what happened.
Yeah. I mean, give me an unskilled intelligence check for this.
Rolling cold today. That's a 5.
Okay. So you can see like the gist of it. So it's a lot more visual. Because this does rely on like you getting to the specifics of everything that he's saying, and I imagine it's kind of shocking, so it might be difficult to like recount every single detail, but I'll say you guys get the gist of what we all witnessed here at the table.
So he is going to kill Saul.
Pretty sure about that part at least.
What? Okay. Forgive me if we already have discussed this and I've forgotten. What piece of the inevitable does Solno have?
The heart.
The seems pretty important. I feel like recently we were considering giving Solno some of the pieces to hold on to. That seems like a bad idea now. How many pieces are there total? And how many pieces does Solno, do we have? And how many pieces does Faraday have? Do we know that information?
Laura starts kind of zoning out. I'm thinking.
We have 2. We know Eleanor has 1, 2 if you count the body. And then Faraday, I think maybe we know we had at least 2. But I could just be pulling that out my ass.
And there are still 2 more pieces out there? 3?
I guess Elhorn has 1 or 2. I don't know.
Elhorn has just the book, I think.
Do we just give Faraday the pieces? You guys saw what he said. He said that he releases the limits of the weave. No one dies. What's so terrible about that?
I look at Varric.
The dream that Cass took me on was most of everyone dying.
I've seen and I've shown Varric what could happen. And I think maybe he's overestimating himself. Maybe what I saw, it might not happen.
Did you see, Cass? I'm sorry, I don't know what you guys are talking about. What dream is this?
Right, sorry. quick version of it, the island comes alive, stands up, the oceans dissolve, the sun burns everything. And I got the sense that was just the beginning. And reading book in Faraday's thing, there's this whole theory about resetting everything. It all comes in a loop and cycles, and well, that was Solinor's writing, but they were friends. Maybe he's kind of trying to do the same thing. Maybe they both are in different ways.
Time is a wheel.
Wheel of Time.
Just shout out.
Oh.
So I'm not too happy about giving him the artifacts.
If my vote is worth anything, I say we don't do it. And I say we get as many artifacts as we can, as quickly as we can.
So, we are currently in a place that cannot be scryed on. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to send this as a message to Cass. People can't scry on messages that you're sending. I will send to Cass. I have a spell and can hide an object from detection via magic or pretty much any other means as a backup plan.
Okay. Was this a
And then I look at
sending?
him. Yeah, that was ascending.
Okay.
It's very expensive though.
He replies out loud. Might as well do that. I mean, he probably needs the skin. Probably just hide that away.
I can do it right now. It's probably best if only I know where.
Yeah. Or maybe not. It would probably be best if only Smoogie knew where. Cass, we can get to you by hurting Dunsparrow. Sandara, we can get to you by hurting Solinor. They can get to me by hurting either my ex-wife or my daughter. And they can get to Alara through her coven. Honestly, the only person Smoogie is connected to is us. Correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong.
No,
Smoogie.
kind of sad.
Hurts a little bit when you say it like that, but
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
concur.
I just, also I think Smoogie would stand up probably the best to some kind of torture. His will.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, but
Saying,
it's a fair point. And if that's what we decide is the best, then I will take on that responsibility.
That being said, I have no idea how the spell works, and that might not be possible.
And you don't even know that it's a spell.
Oh, true. I don't know what you're doing, but I assume.
As you are having this conversation, Dunsparrow's door opens again. And she looks over all of you. You're still just like around the teleportation sigil, or are you in the dining room?
I think we're in the dining
In
room.
the dining room, I imagine.
Okay. With that, she walks over to you all and just goes, I see we're making some plans. Is there anything I can do to help with?
This place is safe from scrying, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're thinking about hiding one of the artifacts from him. Magically,
Or both.
maybe that's an option. Otherwise, I'm all for turning this place into the biggest death trap ever and inviting him here, given a little ambush.
I was thinking the same thing, Cass.
I
Might
think
as well.
both ideas is probably the best way.
I have some
Lovely.
connections, and I can go gather some equipment if you all like.
Whatever you have that can help. If this takes a few days, I've been reading your books. I can do stuff around the island too.
I don't know that we have a few days. I've reached out to a few contacts, and I think that I'll be able to help. So I'm going to go do that. Cassius, would you like to come with me?
Of course. You guys can prepare stuff here. Do I need to come strapped, as it were?
Given the circumstances, it probably wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Before you leave, Cass, which one am I hiding?
Oh, son of a bitch. Alright.
And I hold out my hand to both you and Samugi.
Alright. I'll go grab my gun and all my stuff, and I'll take off my pelt. Put on my old armor. Do that. Yeah, you can take the Mood Warden's belt.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep. Lead the way.
She takes a locket and twists it, and she will teleport Cass away.
So where are we going?
Be safe. Oh, he's gone.
All right, Cass is gone.
I need so much money right now to cast this. I think we have it in our bank though. 5,000 GP worth of diamond, emerald, ruby, and sapphire dust.
Each?
No, total. Sorry. So, whip out, I guess call our banker and get some gems out the bank.
Okay, you can do that. Yeah, just make the changes in your inventory. Samugi, while all this is going down, are you doing anything?
Samugi sort of just looks at Varric and Sindara and asks, is there anything I should be doing to prepare?
So I have an idea. I can cast the spell, Samugi, and then I give you the object, and we can teleport wherever you want. Well, wherever there's a sigil. And you can place it somewhere.
Okay. Where do you think
So-
that should? The ship?
No, definitely not the ship. It should be in the middle of nowhere, and I think that only you should know where it is. So I'll know how the spell works. You know where it is. Each of us only has half of the information.
Okay. Well, with that, then I guess there's nothing to do more than just to think about where that might be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, could be in the middle of the ocean if you want, so I don't know.
Did you say there has to be a sigil there?
Well, like, yes. So we could sigil onto our ship if you wanted to, like, drop it in the middle of the ocean, but then it's in the middle of the ocean, so we might never find it again. But that's fine.
I guess I'll start crushing gems.
Oh yeah, I hand Varric 5,000 gold worth of gems. I need this in powder form.
Do you need them like separated?
Now
Just
mixed together.
one. Okay.
Yep.
I get out my jeweler's tools.
Okay.
And go to powderizing.
Okay, you can do that. Anyone else doing anything?
Sandara.
Yep.
Do you think this is a good idea?
Fighting Faraday.
Yes.
Quick pause on this terrible, life-threatening madman after us. And let me just tell you about Natasha, who we visited when we went shopping the other day. She can shoot a crossbow very well,
Oh.
scarily well, and she kind of extorted Barrelback Bill into teaching her how to do it. So she wanted me to tell you that she could shoot a crossbow. I don't think she wanted me to tell you about the extortion, but you should probably circle back on all of that with her at some point.
After crushing the gems, could you, send me over to...
Yeah, Samugi,
Hold on.
Yeah.
I need to grab something.
oh no, not right now. Take your time.
I'm gonna go put my armor on.
Okay.
And grab my...
As you are doing that, you watch as Autoluke kind of peeks out. Samugi, a few seconds ago, you would have started noticing a voice on the wind. It is in a language that you do not understand.
Do I not with my special powers?
Oh.
Special powers.
Yeah.
If that is the case, there is a distant voice on the wind that is speaking in primordial. It's difficult because some of the language here is not exactly cards. So the bit that you get is so the bit that you get is basically calling out to primeval spirits. The speaker is basically asking for some kind of ancient power to change the reality around the area. With that, that's a go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Oh no.
20, unnatural.
Dang.
Okay. Okay. So what you are getting out of this is that someone is basically beckoning to ancient spirits to disallow the use of planar travel. That is the understanding you get. And with that, you watch as Autoluke steps out and just goes, "There is a fell voice on the wind." And he looks genuinely concerned right now. More serious than usual.
Planar travel being transportation?
Yep, that would be your understanding.
Okay. Samugi says, yes, I can hear it too. And I think if we're planning on transporting, we should do it before they disallow it. Meaning now.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Okay.
Is
Three.
Varric back?
We are going to go back to Cass. So Cass, you find yourself in a white marble room. Your best guess, you are in the New Callum Palace. You appear to be in Dunsparrow's quarters. She looks at you and just says, "I would like you to trust me with something. And if you have ever trusted me with anything before, trust me with this. Because I need you to listen to me. And I need you to let me finish my thought before you make any rash decisions." And she's going to attempt to cast a spell on you.
Okay.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. And you can choose not to.
Yeah, there's the instinct to resist it because I was not expecting that, but I auto fail.
Okay. You feel this kind of chill go down your spine, and you don't notice anything else. With that, she says, "So, I'm sorry to tell you this. Your friends are dead."
All right, explain yourself. What?
Well, Faraday reached out to one of your friends, and told them that I was aiding you and told them where you were. And it seems I wasn't aware to the extent that you were wrapped up with Faraday. He has notified Elhorn of your position, and Elhorn will be descending upon Barrymore with his entire fleet. So, your friends, unfortunately, I'm genuinely sorry to tell you, Cass, but they're gone. And she, like, leans forward and, like, kind of touches your chest with her hand.
No, I push her back. I thought we were going to do something to help.
There's nothing that can be done. It's too late. It's over.
I don't believe you. And he turns around and just tries to find an exit.
Cass, I can't force you to stay. I don't have much else. You're all I've got left. So are you going to throw your life away right in front of me?
I'm definitely not going to just let my friends die.
There's no letting your friends die. They're gone. They're already dead.
Hold on. Cast goes through spell list. I cast sending to Sandara. Fuck. Does the sending go through?
You are not able to cast the sending spell.
What?
You attempt to cast the sending spell, and you are unable to cast it.
I try to cast invisibility.
Works just fine.
Okay.
Cass, what are you doing?
You can't just take me away and expect to let them all die. I'm not going to do that. You stay here. It's safe. I run out the building.
She's gonna chase after you and just yell at you. Please don't do this. Just please let's talk.
If you want to talk, I drop invisibility. If you want to talk, follow me. That's it. You have a choice to stay here, make your decision, or follow me. Help my friends live.
I did not choose this. You all chose this when you make an enemy of Faraday. There's nothing else I can do. There's nothing anyone can do. Elhorn is already on his way.
Oh,
It's the entire...
You're so cruel, Alex. I run out of the building. I cut her off with whatever she's saying. I run out of the building.
She just yells after you. You can't communicate with them and you can't teleport back.
Fuck. What? She needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 18.
Fuck. What'd you do? If you can take me back there.
Faraday... You watch as there's a tear in her eye. She says, I dropped the ward. He made me. It was the only way. And
No.
he can stop any travel. He's probably doing it right now. if you warn them, he'll know that it came from me. So for now, I made it so that you can't talk to them. I just want you to think about this, because if you go back, that's it. They're trapped on an island with all of Langston, the entire might of the Bone Hunters descending on them. It's not a survivable situation, Cass. I wish more than anything I could make this go. And she just starts crying. I wish I could make this go away.
Points his gun at her.
She just drops to her knees and like doesn't flinch and just looks at you, crying. You can kill me if you want. It's not going to change anything.
Criminy.
If you want to go back, and she looks at you and takes the locket and just like rips it off her neck, and while she's kneeling on the ground, just takes your hand with the gun and then like holds it to her head and then holds out her other hand to like drop the locket in your hand.
Lower the gun.
I would
Grab the
never
locket.
take away your decision to choose. I was hoping that you would pick a life with me over a guaranteed death with them. But I can see that in our time away, we've clearly drifted apart.
Fucked up, dude.
So, here it is. If you want to go back, you maybe got a couple minutes.
I'm sorry. I would be such a terrible person if I left them. And he activates the locket. He tries to cast teleport.
Okay. She stands up, and as you're on the ritual circle, it works, and tears in her eyes, the last thing you see is her you hear the whisper beyond the magic of the sigils as she just says, "I love you." And with that, you appear back in Barrowmore. You all, as you're all kind of walking towards the circle, you see Cass appear, and the like lighting of the sigils are like projecting to the ceiling of the room, and with a word of that incantation on the wind, you hear this thud, and it powers down right as Cass enters. And with that, we're going to end our session and pick up next week.